Yo. There we go. Hello, hello. Short stream as I finish my leg workout. It's like the main exercise, but yeah, well, the schedule today, I did some leg curls and stuff in the gym. Had to wait with squats until later, doing them here in my apartment building gym. I figured I can just put it live because why not? So we're gonna do a random amount of sets here. Gonna do back squats, which I haven't done much. Like I've started trying them again, but I've done almost exclusively front squats for a long time. So I don't quite know my strength. Yeah, we'll get at least 3 sets in, I think, but maybe more. And someone is gonna come by here actually in a minute. I might talk to you if you say something in the chat. Now I just told you what's up. If you don't talk, I'm not going to either. Let's go. First set, 120 kilos. This. Ah. 1 minute. Long femurs. I definitely slept quite poorly tonight. It's like, I promote the importance of sleep and that. Guess why I've had to prioritize it so much? Because sleep was never easy for me. And so especially in the summers, I'm almost feeling too good, It's like I'm too wound up sometimes. Like it took me some time to fall asleep and I woke up way too early, first in the middle of the night, Because I'm feeling good, but I'm definitely getting more out of breath. It's really hot and humid day, it's so hot in here. You start dripping from one set. Okay, long femurs. He says, Falconimus, hi, can you give some advice on squatting for someone with long femurs? I'm not a novice and have some respectable lifts, but my squat is far lagging behind. My bench is stronger than my squat, LMAO. Well, it all depends on what your goals are. Because you talk about respectable lifts, and you mentioned the bench. It's like, is strength your main goal? Or are you more like me, that, yeah, you want to be stronger, but it's more like general strength. Like you see the way I squat right now. I've done front squats the most. Also now I do high bar squats ass to grass. And I'm using like less weight than I did years ago because of the form I use. You see, I want to get stronger, but not like a power lifter. So I'm just saying, like, my advice would depend on your exact goal. But if you just want to get strong and build muscle and use these big movements, I would recommend, I mean, I'm sure you use lifting shoes already, that's going to help. But actually front squats, I think I love them for other reasons. I don't really need them because I have long femurs. But I recall one woman I trained when I worked in a different gym. She had long femurs, and I noticed that she barely could do a back squat because she would like fall back. She would get so far back. But then if you do a front squat, the center of gravity is further in front of you. So even if you have the long femurs and come far back, there's more weight pulling you forward. So if you're fine with doing a front squat, that would be a great option for you. Searcher squats could work, but it's going to become quite a different movement. Yeah, let me know if there's anything else. Catch my breath a little bit more. Or catch breath, more like let the legs rest. You know, from the upper workout I streamed yesterday, like I ended up training really hard. Like I was on the stream for quite a bit, resting long between sets and then just pushing every set to failure. And so much core in there, you know, so I'm actually not even just in the abs, I'm actually a little bit sore in the lower back from that workout. And it's just from all the core work, like static like this. I didn't really do anything, you know, for it to work like that. Yeah, but this is also, I'm soon gonna do the next set, but this is a typical minimalist leg day, like especially these first 2 days. Hey, good sus. Yeah, you know, I'm still in this sort of maintenance mode for about another month. It depends a little bit on some other things, how they play out, like if I'm gonna go on some trips and stuff. But yeah, especially these first two days after coming back from vacation, taking it very chill. So today, minimalist, I did leg curls. That's basically all I did, apart from little mobility stuff. And now I'm doing squats for the glutes and quads. Might do some calves, which I might not do on camera, you know. But so, just getting the squats in, that's what we're doing now. Soon gonna go, but you said something more. Falconimus. My approach is similar to yours, more muscle focused. I just struggle very hard to progress with the back squat. I might try front squats. Thanks, bro. Again, well, you're welcome, but again, struggling to progress it. Many times, like, the issue would be, like, maybe you can progress it, but what are you trying to get out of the movement? Because that's what I started noticing. Even me not having long femurs, I'm just, like, because it can, if you have long femurs, it can end up, even if you don't fall back, it can end up being more, you know, hip extension than knee extension. And I noticed for me that I was more hip dominant, even without lifting shoes, my knees drifting out over the toes a little bit. I still tended to use, you know, lots of glutes and lower back. And then the question is just like, well, I could progress like that, but is what I'm looking for through the squat, which is mainly, apart from the ability to squat, it's quads. So, you know, you see what I mean? It's not just about progressing, it's like, are you getting what you're looking for out of the exercise? But okay, let's go. I can feel already, I'm gonna sweat so much. Crazy humid summer here. Get more reps this time. Oh, let's stop it there. A bit of rest pausing, I could have got one more, but I would just die. So. Lightweight, yeah. Yeah, it's not so heavy. Like for me it is. But hi LCD9. You've been pretty cool on the streams. Comments. Seen you. You're the, what did you call the blocky turtle? Yeah, you're the blocky turtle. It's so weird when it's this kind of sleep deficit gassing out, because it's like I keep being out of breath, but I don't feel that like completely exhausted. It's so interesting, the like slightly different states the body can be in. I have to prioritize sleeping more tonight. We're gonna see this girl actually. Gonna be all boring. I gotta go home now. Gotta get my beauty sleep. Gotta be in bed by 9. Daniel. Sounds. Where's the carnivore? What do you mean? I'm not carnivore. I've never been. It's an elimination diet. A temporary intervention diet, in my view. Daniel Abdolvand. Hi Theo, can you increase the size of your frame? Especially the width of your shoulders with training by a noticeable amount. Or is it mainly bone structure? I mean, you cannot change your frame, but the thing is, I'm thinking how I want to respond to you here. It's like, no, you cannot change the frame, but also don't make that mean anything that it doesn't, you know. Because if you put, like, if you have narrow shoulders, like I have naturally quite wide shoulders, I often looked like a bit wide, even not with muscle, had a little bit of this shape going, right? But it's like, it's still a way, now putting on the muscle, the shoulders, like it's a completely different story. I think even sometimes, yeah, it's kind of like I have small wrists, okay? But that kind of makes the proportions of the, like some guys will have bigger forearms than me for this reason, it's just thicker here. But when I put some muscle on the forearm, that kind of makes it look like the proportions even thicker, right? So you see, I think when you have narrow clavicles, you put a good amount of mass on there, I think they're really gonna pop like that. So the answer is you cannot change your frame, but don't make that mean anything. I tell people generally, don't focus on what you can't change. Just be like, this is what I've been dealt. What's the best? Let me do the best I can with that. And when you pursue that, I don't see anyone really being unhappy other than the perfectionist and like, okay, I have decent arms now, but I think still think they're too small. Why? Yo, Theo. Falconimus. You can somewhat expand your chest with pullovers. Yeah, but it's like, I would still say that's not really, you're not really changing the frame. Like maybe even the ribs, I don't know, but I think it's mainly a mobility thing, you know. You open everything up in that sort of way. So sounds, you meant the carnivore guy. Well, you mean the troll. But it's like, you know, you gotta understand, I gave him a lot of attention with those videos, right? Because this guy has been chasing me for over a year. And the timing was just right. He showed up on the stream. But I promised I will abandon him. I will abandon you after this, right? If you don't deliver on your promise, right? which I of course didn't expect him to, and it was good. It's like, yeah, I'm done with you. I've abandoned you, little fella. And now he is desperately seeking my attention. He commented so many times on my last video and trying to be provocative. He wants me to respond, right? It's cute. It's cute because the haters are always the biggest fans, really. They love the attention that I'm happy to give to them for a bit. But you know, go too far, don't change. Daddy Theo is kind and patient. Gotta play with you a little bit first, but if you don't change your ways, I have to abandon you. I have to leave you. So, you know, I want to keep them around still, but it's not just, he's just an example, there are some others. They spam so many off-topic bullshit things. So I might have to ban them just for this reason. Well, we'll see. But you know, so a part of me wants to ignore you when you ask about it too, but I understand because I brought attention to it. But the thing is now, like, he's dead to me, okay? If he would show up here, I would tell him, you have to shut up because you're dead to me. If you don't shut up, I have to ban you, right? Did you also abandon the guy obsessed with your dating life / Tinder results? Yes, I did. And he's been quiet since. That's the funny thing. It's the funny thing. These people that never want to get it, that are just so relentless with just attacking you. When they realize you're serious, it's like, oh no. That is why I realize I am the male figure that they need. They just are in denial of it, right? So yeah, that's why I use the word abandon, because I want to trigger the abandonment wound to give them a chance to wake up. But so yeah, either they desperately try to seek the attention, or they actually listen, like, okay, better shut up, because I want Daddy Theo to love me still. I'm gonna do one more set on this weight. Then really I don't have to do more. We will see. I don't have too much time. I'm gonna meet someone, so it all depends. But I'm gonna do one more set in a bit here. Yeah, why yo-yo, my guy. Henok, any practical advice to get into front squat? The few times I choked myself and really hurt my dad. So, good question. Because so now I love front squats, and it's quite effortless for me to take it here. The only thing, if I haven't done it in a while, and when I cut down and I have less fat here, it will always hurt a little bit more, but you're still used to it, so you get used to it quickly. But my ego kept me from learning the front squat when I started training, because I thought it looked like a cool movement. But anytime, because I'm not using a lot of weight now, but it's both because of the form I use, but also that I haven't really been able to push numbers because of hip issues until recently, after years, right? But point is, I was relatively quite strong in my legs earlier on. And so when I got in the front squat, it would hurt so much way before I reached any weight that was challenging for my legs. And my ego and being impatient, I'm getting a bunch of messages here, so I get a little distracted. It kept me, like every time I tried, it was like, let's just do back squat so I can train heavy. Then I got this hip issue, and there are several things, but it's high up on the hamstring that is the main problem. And I would start to get a pinch. So not only did I have to quit deadlifts, but back squats, I got a pinch on the top. But I noticed that at the front squat, something is different. I don't get the pinch. So since I couldn't squat anyway, now I got into the front squat, and this is the exact approach that made me get used to the position. Because some people, it's just naturally easier for them. They didn't have any problems to begin with. But it hurt a lot for me. And what I would do would work myself up to the heaviest single I could muster, just from a pain perspective. Then I would back down slightly and do one working set of like 5 to 8 reps there, and that was it, right? And it's both going to happen right at the moment. It's actually a good thing if, let's say, I'm going to do front squat and it hurts, and I'm going to do 100 kilos, to just take 120 and unrack it a bit. Now the 100 is not going to hurt as much immediately. So that's going to happen for your back off set. But then between the sessions, you're going to be able to push beyond that last weight you could handle. And eventually you'll be, where you reach your max weight and it actually doesn't hurt too much. So that's what I did. Work up to a heavy single, the heaviest I could muster, back down for one set of 5 to 8 reps. Do that slightly higher, progressively overload that single. Then suddenly you'll just be able to do it. Hi, Jonathan Gustafsson. Daniel Abdolvand. Thanks for the answer to you. So bone structure seems to be genetic, but training side delts will make you look wider, right? Yeah, but training everything around here is the point. The yoke, the chest, the upper chest, just for everything, the 3D, not just wide, but big here in general. So chest, focus on the upper chest, incline bench, delts, and definitely hammer the side delts with, in my opinion, upright rows are great, but some lateral raise variations. And the traps, upper back, anything deadlift or heavy row and reverse flies, that kind of thing. Yeah, that's just going to put me, and of course, it's not going to help with the width, but for the yoke look, you want to train the neck as well. Donovan Maloney, how'd you do, or something, whatever you're trying to say. Okay, I'm going to do one more set, but please, I have like probably 20 minutes or something. Tops half an hour, 20, 30 minutes. I'll do one set, that may be the last one, but please guys, give me something to come back to. So I've done 8 reps, I did 9 on the second. And that thing is really because I haven't back squatted in a long time, so my form isn't completely on. I think I ended up getting a little wrong in position on the 8th rep on the first set. Getting some to like 8 again will be good. I have a visitor. Det har en stream där.
Jaha, där. Ja, nice.
Bara så du vet.
Ja.
Ja, du har sprungit.
Ja, precis. I Liljanskogen.
Mm.
Det är så himla skönt att springa, så jag kommer fram till nu. Jag
Mm.
har saknat det liksom. Få in kondition också.
Mm. Jag sprang ju jättemycket där när jag var liten.
Mm.
Och nu, alltså det här är kondition. Jag satte den snett. Men för mig är springning typ något mer spontant. Så här.
Ja.
Jag måste bara göra av mig själv någonstans.
Ja, precis. Men jag tycker det är skönt. Det är meditativt också.
Mm.
Och bara koncentrera sig på nuet liksom.
Absolut.
Nice. Jag ska inte störa dig så länge. Så
Men du får det om du vill, men man måste hämta barnen. Men där är...
Ja, men strax ska jag hämta barnen i alla fall.
Mm.
Hur är läget då?
Men det är bra. Det är bra.
Ja.
Jag sover lite dåligt för jag är lite uppe i varv typ. Men så det är en sån där, du vet, det är lyxproblem. Jag mår för bra så jag kan inte sova ordentligt. Så här.
Du är taggad på.
Ja, bra. Ja, vill du heja på ett sätt eller?
Vad sa du?
Vill du heja på mig på ett sätt eller?
Ja. Hur hejar jag på då? Nej, så heja.
Hur du vill. Jag kollar på. Jag säger hej till streamen om du vill.
Ja. Hej!
Okej, jag siktar på runt 8 här.
Ja. En. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. Kom igen nu.
En till då.
Och... Grymt! Väldigt imponerande.
Ja, tack.
Very strong.
Thank you. Nej men annars så.
Jo, jag gjorde en hypnos idag.
Mm.
Ja, det är en kvinna som håller på att... Alltså hon ska bli hypnotisör.
Okay.
Så hon liksom ska ha några kunder då att träna på.
Perfekt.
Så att, ja, så jag ska göra 4 pass med henne och det var första idag. Det var väldigt intressant alltså.
Mm. Så vad hände då? Eller?
Nej, alltså idag var det mest att vi snackade. Så gjorde vi liksom, eller hon gjorde en hypnos på mig i typ 20 minuter. Men det var rätt coolt alltså. Jag blev väldigt så här, alltså, tung i kroppen och bara släppte typ allting runt omkring. Och det var rätt coolt, men ja, så det blir väl mer liksom djupgående nästa gång.
Mm. Cool.
Mm.
Jag var jätteintresserad av hypnos i tonåren. Liksom.
Ja.
inte ointresserad nu, men för att jag hade en nördperiod då liksom. Och jag tror mycket på det.
Jag med, just det här. Alltså, jag tror det kan hjälpa mig väldigt mycket. Och allting som kan hjälpa mig är liksom, vill jag
Såklart.
Testa och undersöka.
Det är klart.
Ja, men det är nice. Men så jag mår bra. Det är skönt att barnen, de är på förskola igen. Så skönt. Efter 4 veckor intensiv hantering.
Ja, alltså du vet, jag tänkte när vi var på Gotland, det blev inte alls så mycket vi gjorde.
Nej.
Liksom, jag tänkte, det kändes som ni hade så mycket. Jag bara, men Diana får säga till.
Ja, nej men alltså det är alltså tiden bara du flyger iväg och man springer till barnen. Så att, men det var ändå väldigt kul. Väldigt trevligt ändå.
Ja.
Och sådär,
ja, men det är många saker som är trevliga och jobbiga. Så det där.
Ja, det är trevligt och jobbigt, precis.
Jag kollar dem lite.
Ja.
Det är så sött med folk som pratar om mig när jag är här liksom.
Skriver de nu eller?
Ja, de är inte så många här. Men, jag har inte sagt så mycket. Uncommon sense. The opposite of common sense. Yeah, nice try man. He's strong.
Very strong.
Approved. Cousin approved.
Yes.
So this is Diana. We did a podcast.
Yes, hello.
Forever Stuttering. Handle on Instagram.
Yes, forever stuttering.
You have any questions for Diana before she's gonna have to leave to pick up her kids soon?
Yes.
Since she's here. Hello. I say today.
Oh, hello.
Why is Diana not jacked yet? Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah. What does that mean?
Jacked.
Okay.
Why is Diana not jacked?
Yeah, I don't know why. I need to work out more, maybe.
Yes,
Yeah.
probably that. No, I think they're asking why, like, I haven't made you jacked yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so, yeah,
I
that's...
wasn't prepared for this, so...
So why?
a bit nervous.
Han är fett skön. Han ligger alltid upp.
Jo.
No, but it's something we're going to work on, I think.
Yes.
I would love it, and I've told Diana many times. I think that when she gets into it, she'll love it. But it's one of those things. You have lots of stuff going on, being a mom and stuff.
Yes.
But I think when we
Right,
get down to it and start doing it, I'm sure you'll love it. Yeah, and we'll
I
probably
think so
start
too.
here, honestly.
Yeah, I think so too.
I trained Diana's husband and also like my friend here, in here.
Very nice.
Curl those weights on the back, bro. Don't, you mean curl the 120? I don't think I can, honestly. Not with one hand at least.
Nej.
Jag är sarkastisk, jag kan inte göra det. Amazing. Diana Theo, I'd love to hear about training for a very petite woman with fragile joints in the future. Is that like your girl or someone you know? I mean,
My wife.
if you're talking about this kind of training, I still think it's me you should ask. Your wife, yeah. So you're the big blocky guy, and you have a little wife like that? That's funny, you're twice her size.
Ja, men väldigt skoj att vara med.
Om du måste gå så
Yes,
gå.
I need to leave now. I'm very sorry, but
Yeah,
see you soon again.
yeah.
Bye bye.
Ja, vi båda sett det.
Yes,
We're both
we
sweaty.
were.
She was on the run. Så. Nej, men
See you guys. Bye for now.
Så, men vi hörs och hittar på något snart.
Ja, men det gör vi absolut. Det var kul att ses en sväng.
Ja, absolut.
Ses vi snart. Hejdå.
Yes, ha det bra.
Detsamma.
Okay, guys. So I feel pretty done with the squats. Maybe I'll do like on the stream yesterday, that when I feel done with it, you know, I'll stick around with you, and then I might lower the weight and do like a high rep set just to finish off. But now some people actually dropped in here, streaming a little bit later today than yesterday. Yeah, so let me know. I was trolling a little bit around there. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see. Brock Montum. How much does he weigh? I guess you ask about me, right? I weigh. I forgot to weigh myself this morning, but I've been weighing now 83, 84, pretty damn lean. And I'm 177 or 76 centimeters. Like I always thought 176. Then I was measured to 177 by different people. Sometimes, so I'm somewhere in there. Which I would guess is like average height in America. And it's a little short here, actually. We're such a tall people. 188 centimeters being the average. LCD9 is at 99 kilos is my guess. No, I've never weighed that much. 92 and a half, highest bulked up weight. No, well, you said the opposite of common sense. And I'm just standing here with Diane. I'm not really focused, but it sounds like, it doesn't sound like a compliment, right? If common sense is like being smart and logic, like, well, the opposite of that. You're fucking done and just guess stuff, or I don't know. They also said he's strong, so. Oops. What did he say? Yeah, you said, a guy asked me what uncommon sense is, and I said the opposite of common sense. I wasn't trolling. Well, I think if you search the channel, I should probably do an updated video and really define uncommon sense. But there are definitely old videos where I talk about just the name. And I can talk in short about it now. But basically, it was called osunt förnuft first in Swedish. Sunt förnuft is like common sense. It's just that literally, it at the same time sort of means healthy sense. So saying osunt förnuft isn't just like uncommon sense. It's actually at the same time unhealthy sense. And since my idea was that I found my common sense at my most unhealthy, right? So it was uncommon, osunt förnuft. In being osund, unhealthy, I found my common sense. And of course, it's a thing too that just common sense is uncommon. So uncommon sense is just common sense, but it is uncommon these days, right? And yeah, because when I started with fasting, when I had like 100 subscribers on the channel in Swedish videos, my first few ones, I got double that with Americans. It was just like, okay, I'll switch to English, which I always thought. To me, it's like, if you can speak English fluently, why would you not do content internationally? You can read, especially when you do something quite niched and unusual like me. It's like, if I'm even more niched in Sweden, might as well open it up. I did do the new Osunt Förnuft Swedish channel. I did one video, but I haven't really followed up on that. But I will get to that one too. That, of course, if you do in your native language and English. But I'm like, if you can speak English, why just exclude the rest of the world? So yeah, that's what uncommon sense means, Donovan. Why is Diana not jacked yet? I love that it's just that she is not into this lingo that we are, right? So she didn't even understand what that meant, jacked. I'm jacked. When I do this, she's like, But yeah, no, she definitely wants to. I've introduced her to the cold plunges, which honestly, she stutters. Maybe you noticed that she at one point got a little stuck here. And so it's a big thing for her. And that she's been, working on in a similar way like me, this holistic work. So she does exercise. She's like healthy, But I knew that the cold stuff would be better for her probably. And it literally, when we went to do the cold plunge the first time, she was stuttering so much before. And after she has been in the water and we were walking back, it was like no stutter at all. It's cool because I like cold plunging, but for me, it's just like, well, it's definitely not something I feel like I have to do regularly, It's like another tool in the toolbox, but for me, it's like, there's not this amazing benefit, but for someone like her, definitely. But yeah, I think for the same reason, strengthening the body and the nervous system, right, is gonna do wonders for her, I think. It's one of those things, busy mom, like small kids, little twins that are 2 and a 4-year-old, and, lots of other stuff going on. So I think she likes the idea, but, you have to have the experience. You have to experience the benefit to want to keep going. So I just have to get her in here. And I'm sure she's going to love it quite soon. I think we have the same genetics too. I don't think I have amazing muscle building genetics, but I am mesomorph to the degree I, validate those kind of body types. There aren't 3, it's like a spectrum. But if anything, I have above average genetics for building muscle, I'll admit. And I would guess is the same for her. So I think she'd like quite soon look quite jacked if you just got into it. No More Nuts, amazing. Hey, No More Nuts. And Andy Pandy said, I'm only joking about, haha, what was it? Yeah, why Diana is not jacked. Yeah. No, I got it was a joke, but I thought it was a good joke. Like it was funny, but also it's like, yeah, why are you not jacked? Huh? I didn't try to. I didn't bring it up. We were supposed to, on Gotland, on the vacation, go to the gym, but they were just so busy with the little kids. Yeah, I'm gonna get to your little petite wife. I just see the other stuff. Henok, been training forearm extensors for a few months now for rehab. Will they ever get developed to the point that they are noticeable? Yeah, man. Let's see. Someone is writing to me. You just gotta see who it is. Yeah, okay. Oh, cool. It's like, it's a friend / client that's like, he's been on a long trip and now he's back and he's writing all his plans. So that's cool. Well, forearm extensors. So you need like this. Yeah, man, it's like, as long as you apply progressive overload, forearms might be stubborn. You know, I don't know, like, guys, let me know. You don't have to kiss my ego here. And I literally want to know, what do you think about my forearms? Do you think it looks like I have big forearms? Because to me, I haven't thought of it that way. But recently people have told me, and I guess you get a little blind, but that they have grown very slowly. I think forearms and calves are some of the most genetically determined muscles, not as in you cannot do anything about it, but some guys just have big calves and forearms without really trying to address it. But so I also think they are some of the muscles that are the most stubborn to make grow, but that's not the same as it's impossible. So yeah, I trained them now barely 2 years. I've done it like for real, other than like just the one workout doing a reverse curl or something. It's like the fall, the year before last one. It's when I started. And yeah, no, they will definitely grow as long as you do progressive overload. If you just do like super high reps and don't count them, it's just blood flow stuff. It's like, no, you gotta apply progressive overload. I wish I had it now. I've gotten this, like from Golden Grip, their stuff, you can get 10% off on other stuff with the code uncommon, 10%. And I've gotten, they gave me their most recent thing, the forearm finisher. So I haven't made a video with it yet. But imagine it's this thing. How do I describe what it looks like? Well, basically it's a thing that you can adjust the size for after your hand. And then there's a bar to put weights on, and you can really lock in and do, like, they're good for both, but it's really the fact, wrist curls with a bar are actually quite good, and you can even let it go down all the way into the fingertips, but it's a kind of awkward the other way around. You can do the fingertip thing, but also you hold it, and it's like, it's not a good range of motion, strange resistance curve, but this, you can just lock in, get an amazing stretch. So especially for the extensors, I think it will do wonders. It's going to be so easy at the end of workouts. You just do like 3 sets. You can superset them easily. Just apply progressive overload. That's the key. I'm sorry, I'm going to get back to you and your petite wife. Because it's like I don't have a great answer for it. So that's why I'm getting to some stuff first. Ahmad Kantomani said, hi man. Luso, the more I grow, the more I feel like I am small. Now 77 kg at 173 centimeters, so quite short. And why? What do you mean by that? The more you feel like you're small. It's interesting what happens with like your self-image and body image when you start training, because I feel like often earlier on in the journey, it's like you simultaneously feel like really proud and like I look so fucking amazing compared to before, but you also kind of, as soon as you see someone that's like a little bigger and you're like, oh, I'm small. So it's kind of, that's what I remember feeling like. I have abs, I have the shoulder now. Oh, I'm starting to get the biceps vein. I look sick. I never looked like this. At the same time, like, I gotta be bigger. And it's an interesting disconnect. Do you know that many times the reason, it's mainly, most common is when people can't lose weight, is that their inner self-image is so much that I'm a fat person, and your beliefs create your reality. Not that, if you sit if I lock you in a room and you believe yourself to be a fat person, like the physicality will change if I lock you in there for long enough, and then the self-image is gonna have to follow. But you know, your beliefs create your reality. As in, if you just go around believing it's impossible, I am fat, you know, that's gonna lead to decisions that keep you fat. So many times for that kind of person, you have to work on changing this. Like I'm a person that has gained weight. You know, I am a person in the midst of getting thinner. I'm a thin person that's not quite there yet. You know, troll yourself a little bit like that. But it's interesting that you can kind of change your outer body image before the inner image has caught up. Because I remember these times, like when you see yourself in the gym and it's like, what the fuck is that me? Like, I don't identify with being that guy, you know. And I would say it was like around the 3-year mark when I actually like, okay, I am a lean guy. I am a guy with abs. I am a guy with veins. But then every once in a while, especially coming off a bulk and finishing the cut and seeing that new level, it's always like, okay, now I look fucking sick. Like, I can't believe I thought I looked good before. That's also, I'm going to go back to the chat, but that's also a funny thing. I remember many pictures that if I scroll through my Instagram years back, I can remember how I felt about the picture, like that's the sickest I ever look. And now when I see it, it's like, I was so small. My traps were way smaller. I hadn't started training neck yet. And I have no bicep, you know. So it's so interesting that, you know, when you get further, what once made you happy just doesn't anymore. Last thing. You can gain distance to it. Like, I love the way I look, and I must identify it with it to a degree because it's so connected to my work and just lifestyle, you know. But I feel like I'm not that attached to it, really. It's like, yeah, just like with diet, I had a more like rigid, obsessive mindset about following a diet. And it's like, yeah, I want to follow a good diet now, but I'm not, if I have to eat something less than ideal, I don't obsess about it. You can like learn to be a little more chill with all these things. Okay, I'm gonna get back to you now. Why, I said, broke comment, and I can't pronounce your name, but the guy that said that uncommon sense is the opposite of common sense. He says, oh, now, when I explain it. Yeah, man. No, but I never thought you meant anything bad, really. Like maybe that you were poking fun of it. Why the common sense has become uncommon for sure, right? Ahmad Kantumani, I like your perspective on things, fresh and elegant. Well, I appreciate that, man. You're gonna see at 5, there's gonna be a video. It's gonna be quite triggering, as always, and really at a period when I'm playing into the trigs right now. But it's gonna be as always. Do you know the last video, the title and thumbnail, it's like, it's an over-the-top bait, you know. Like normal women and men that aren't ripped are terrible. And a picture of me, I picked the most triggering, like freeze frame from the video I can find. I think I put the flexing pic and then later put out like, I am better than you. And in the video, I don't say that thing like at any point, but still, and you know, the people that follow, they like that stuff. Like the response is positive. But that one, you know I'm going to trigger and make new people come in. And so the like-dislike ratio, it's like 84% likes, so 16% dislikes. And that's quite big, right? Like most of my videos, even some triggering ones have like still 98% likes. But the point here is that so many people, they thought that even though I say it right at the start, like I poke fun at you if you're going to be triggered by the title and not listen to the video that's really quite nice, you know. But still people are like, what? He thinks he's better than me just because he's ripped. Ah! There's going to be the same thing with today's video, I suspect. Broke mountain. That's cool. Above average. What is above average? Nuggets. Take lactobacillus reuteri and make yogurt with it. It will transform you into even more of a beast. So that's like some kind of milk bacteria. Doug. Theo, what's your take on the ultra-low fat diet for cutting below 20 grams per day? I'm down another kg, 81.5 now, but it sure goes slowly. So remind me your body composition of it. Like if we see the time now, I can stay for like 10 minutes tops, but I'd love to give you a proper answer on that because I see you're putting in the work. So you know, that's the thing. Ask holes, there's a bunch of those that just want to ask and they never do shit. but you're clearly on the path, and you just, yeah, so I know that you're going to do it. So I can tell you something, but remind me your body composition, kind of like how tall are you, ish, your body fat, right? Ultra low fat, like not really a fan generally. It would not be my go-to option. But the thing is, some people do really well on a low carb diet, losing weight, and some people could do well on a low fat. So it's contextual. I'm never just against it, right? I would tend to, a person that is like, is soft, has fat on them, but isn't really like pre-diabetic, still has like some decent insulin sensitivity. For that person, I think low fat is probably the way to go. And low carb would be more for someone that's really like ruined their insulin sensitivity. But really high protein calorie deficit. But man, have you considered doing longer fasts? Have you watched my content about fasting? Because that's just, it works for everyone. So forearms are good. I'll call you broke Mont because I can't pronounce the rest. Why? He says, they look lovely if you ask me. You mean my forearms? Thanks, bro. But not good. The pronator muscles improve the forearm if they are already developed on the other side from curls and pull-ups. Yeah, so we talked about that recently. That the pronator teres, it sits right here. Like if you do pronations close to failure, this is where you're going to feel it burn. So yeah, and in my view, especially for me genetically, I noticed that the brachioradialis gets a lot of activation from many curls and pulls. So this one is the one I had to focus the least on. And I think that generally goes. So this side, for most people, is the trickier one. And it's mainly the wrist curls, but then it's going to be the pronation a lot. Henok says, you have a sick forearm. Well, I appreciate that, man. But it's also about the being lean. You know, they always look more sick when there's all these striations, and veins and stuff. Menugget, in your case, they are quite huge. Well, I appreciate that, man. Brokemont, wrist curls are good for forearm. Yeah, that's great, man. No, we're not. You're genetically gifted 100%, bro. Well, I like you, no more nuts, but you seem to be a little bit of an excuse maker too. So now I'm not going to read too much into that. You said that, right? But I may be genetically gifted, but honestly, when you look at my numbers and look at old pictures and stuff, like I posted a picture from when I was 19 on my Instagram recently. And at that time I was not skinny fat. I was just skinny. It's like insane how small my arm is in that picture. But I still say, I say for some things that, for instance, I have broader shoulders. I'm quite lucky with like the abs, that I have big, chunky, like I train them now also, but they were visible, like kind of by default when I was like 13, So I do have some good genetics in that sense, but I do not really think that I have amazing genetics purely in terms of size. I'm not even that big now, And I'm comparing to like high levels, of course, but yeah, but the point is, the last thing I say is, like, never focus on, I'm not saying that you do, I just started talking about this now, but never focus on whether someone else has better genetics or not than you. It's not going to serve you, right? Just assume, like if you look at me, assume that you can reach the same level of result, and just give it your all and do that for years, and you're going to be happy with your result. Brokemont, I feel smaller the bigger I get, quote unquote, from another person. I felt that way too, even though I'm bigger than most people I know. It's like body dysmorphia in a way. Yeah, but I guess it's also because you start thinking about these things. And that's an interesting thing about body dysmorphia now, is that, again, like you can be more chill about it. Like I can be like, when I'm somewhere in the middle, like I'm not all bulked up, so it's like quite obvious that, yeah, I'm big, but I'm losing definition. I'm not at my leanest, I'm somewhere in the middle. I can, like, if the lighting isn't great, I can see myself in the mirror, like, am I even in that great shape? I look kind of intermediate. But I'm not like, I need to get big. It's not from an insecure place anymore. It's not like, am I not really that good? But so it's still that you've been on social media and like, walking around in life, like I never see someone in better shape than me, like ever. I cannot think about the last time. Go on Instagram, I'm gonna see a shit ton of people immediately, right? So even if you can have like a decent relationship to yourself and your self-image, it's still skewed in that sense that just your standards are like out of whack from being exposed to all this shit. Cheetos Dust Crusader subchat, sup Cheetos Dust Crusader. Mike Saha, tjena du. Doug, started at 94.5 kg, 4 months in, 174 centimeters, would guess 15% body fat plus minus 1. Yep, did a 48-hour fast last week. It's an awesome hack for sure. Okay, so, you said 81.5 kg, would guess 15% body fat. I mean, in that case, you have a lot of muscle, just so you know. And I ask you to get an idea, but I will assume that you have more body fat, frankly, because most people that never got really lean, they don't realize how much fat they need to lose, even when they're not like fat overweight, I've never seen a person overestimate how much fat they need to lose, or overestimate their body fat percentage, unless they are a fat person, right? But yeah, man, I would recommend to you now, if it's hard just on a daily deficit, stick to whatever you're doing on the eating days and throw in some fasts at the 60-hour weekly fast. If that's too much, if it feels like too high of a frequency, do it like I did this year, every other week. So something like Sunday evening through Wednesday morning with salt water. And it's the best way to force fat loss when it's like, I feel like I've just cut down calories and barely nothing is happening now. Well, take a few days when you just take it all out and then back to it, eat for as long as you need until you do it again. It's like, you cannot not lose weight then. So that's what I would recommend to you, man. Mike Saha, goal. Brokemont is laughing. Why said no genetics, pure work. Why has the cool mindset? There was something I missed, I remember now. I just remember one thing. Yeah, master memo, nothing will work without losing weight. I did 130 kg bench press for 2 and 100 kg bench press for 10. I strongly recommend my strong and fat bros to lose weight first, or you'll see nothing. Yeah, man, so depending on where you're at, especially when you're a beginner, you're in such a great spot to build muscle as you lose fat, because it's like you have stored energy to eat from, and your body is just screaming for that stimulus to grow muscle. So yeah, focus on weight loss, but you often push, not in a bench press perhaps, but in many, you're going to be able to build muscle. And it depends a little bit on the person, what I'd recommend. Like, for instance, if you're not really fat, but you're not really skinny, you're some kind of average shape. Sometimes if you could be patient with the leanness, though, it's going to be the case that if you focus on building muscle without necessarily like bulking, but just eating maintenance or eating intuitively, just making sure you put on muscle, the more muscle you put on, the easier it's going to be to cut weight. That's the other thing. That was the thing when I started. I couldn't cut down beyond a certain point, which wasn't literally, but I was unable to, and I had such low calories towards the end. They're like, 1600 or something, barely anything happening. Then when I went on a bulk and then cut, then I could get down lower with a few kilos more muscle. Okay, so I'm going to try to work through the chat. I have to go quite soon. And Master Memo said again, but that's how I remember. Gift or not, just get lean first. That's my conclusion. I didn't even knew I had good genetics until I did lose some weight. Doesn't change anything about the journey. So, did you have good genetics, or could you just finally see your genetics, Because people, it's just like people think when you're lean, they think you're on roids, or you must have good genetics, or you must be enhanced. It's like, no, I just have muscle and not that much fat on it, and it's so unusual. It just is. Doug, seems like every influencer is on some sort of gear nowadays. I see 17-year-old benching 200 kg plus every day. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of that going on as well. But we have a little noble natty community. I have one foot in there, but I have a foot. Well, my foot is in many other things, but I see myself as, it's still, let's put it this way, those are the guys that I follow and identify with when it comes to the bodybuilding part of things. And it's cool that there are communities like this with the people that kind of see through everything. I just want, like, let me just, I want to believe a lot is possible naturally. Just give me like good, non-bullshit advice. Henok, as far as genetics go, you get what you get and you don't complain. Of all the variables that are out there, effort is the one you're completely in control of. Exactly, man. Exactly. And that's why, you know, talent, hard work often beats talent, because the talent never had to learn. They didn't really have to try and got pretty good results anyway. While the underdog that really pushed, you know, ideally, of course, you have both. That's when you see Mr. Olympia, right? Both the genetics and the work ethic. Yeah, man, very often not being gifted, not having it all easy for you is what actually pushes you to reach a higher level. It's like the panic attack thing. You know, I ended up in a shit place that pushed me to, you know, a great place. Doug, I can bench 135 kilos right now, squat 190 kilos right now. Well, you're, I don't know, you probably do more of a powerlifting squat, but you're still definitely stronger than me on a squat. On bench, that's right about my strength. My best, like, I don't really train for strength purely, but where I'm most gifted strength-wise is definitely deadlifts, like the posterior chain. Thanks for the feedback. Gotta go hit the gym, Doug. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna go soon now. Middleton Alpha. Hey brother, I haven't seen your content for so long, like 2 years, and you're doing so well with YouTube. Man, keep it up. Well, I appreciate that, man. I vaguely recall your screen name here. But yeah, man, it was last year things really exploded more. So good to see you. Appreciate you. Henok, all this genetics talk, I'll delude myself into an elite native physique. That's what you're supposed to do. I have a video called Be Unreasonable, like training mindset, be unreasonable. And that's kind of the thing. It was almost unrealistic, I was thinking about, but I said unreasonable. I had to stick with it, sort of. But it's like, don't have realistic expectations. Like, assume that something insane is possible. Well, go watch that video. It will motivate you. Training mindset, be unreasonable. Okay, guys, I ended up, I got too talkative. So I'm not going to have time for another set. Thank you for this little stream, guys. There's a video out now, probably. Yeah, go watch that one. Get triggered, like, comment. I'll see you later, guys. We'll see you on this Sunday. We're going to have some scheduled streams also. Peace.